We're all familiar that the days of Sefiras HaOmer, besides being days where we count, where there's a mitzvah to count, and to wait and anticipate Matan Torah, they're also days of Avelis. And the Avelis is because in this time period, 24,000 Talmidim of Rabbi Akiva were nostalgic, were nifter. And Chazal tell us the reason why they were nifter is Mipnei shalei nohagu kavod zeh bazeh, because they didn't have respect for each other. And because of that, they were nifter during the period of Sefiras HaOmer, and forever and ever, l'deiros olam, Klal Yisrael has an halachas and minhagim of Avelis at this time. And the Mefarshim are bothered by this. How can it be that these great Talmidim of Rabbi Akiva, Tanoim, people who we have no musig, we have no concept of what it means to be a Tana, they didn't respect one another? They weren't noyeg kavod zeh bazeh. And even more so, Rabbi Akiva is the one who taught V'ahavta l'recha kamecha zeh klal gadol b'Torah. Rabbi Akiva is the one who surely gave shmuzin about respecting one another, about loving one another. So how can it be that dafka the Talmidim of Rabbi Akiva were loy noagu kavod zeh bazeh? And the Shemesh Shmuel in Parshas Emor gives an understanding, a little bit of an understanding of what le'noagu kavod zeh bazeh means. And the Shemesh Shmuel gives a mashal, and he says that if one has in his own body a stronger limb, his arm, he has a very good arm, his legs are weak, but his arm is good. The person doesn't tend to look at his arm as an individual thing. My arm is a good arm, but my leg is not so strong. He looks at himself, it's a big picture, and me as an individual, I have a good arm and I have a weak leg. Zok the Shemesh Shmuel, the Talmidim of Rabbi Akiva all had so much love for each other. And they looked at each other as they're all one. And being all one, they didn't really focus on realizing the individuality of each and every one of them. They looked at themselves as a unit. We're all the Talmidim, he's a little weaker, I'm a little stronger, and of course, we're going to love each other, we're going to be nice to each other, but they didn't have the respect, each and every one as an individual. Le'noagu kavod zeh bazeh. True kavod for another is when I respect the individuality of that person. Zok the Shemesh Shmuel, the Talmidim of Rabbi Akiva dafka, because they were taught the lesson of V'ahavta l'recha kamecha, they took it in Chas v'Shalom to talk about Talmidei Rabbi Akiva, but like their madrega, they took it a little too far. We're all one. And everyone's the same. And if everyone's the same, I have nothing wrong telling him that he has a problem in this. And there's nothing wrong in maybe showing that I'm not impressed by him in something else that he does. Because after all, we're all one. We're all together. We're not going to have a problem chappering each other a little bit. We have no issues with that. And Zok the Shemesh Shmuel, the problem with that was that it's never like that. It's true, V'ahavta l'recha kamecha. It's true, Chaverim Kol Yisrael. But every individual in Klal Yisrael has his unique milas. And every individual in Klal Yisrael has to be respected for his unique milah, for his individuality. There's a famous tefillah from the Rebbe Ramaylach, Adarabba, Tein b'libeinu, Shenira kol echad milas chavereinu v'loi chesreinam. And we tend to think that the Nusach HaTefillah means to say, we shouldn't look at people's faults. That's all that we're davening for. We shouldn't be critics. We shouldn't always be looking to find fault in others. But really the tefillah means a lot more than that. Not only that we shouldn't find faults, we should find the milas in each person. There is no yid that doesn't have his unique milah. We just have to look for it. True noagu kavod zeh bazeh is mechayiv every individual to seek out the milas of their friend. Yes, think about it. Think about your friend. What's unique about him? What is there about him that's special that I can learn from? What is there about my friend? Maybe I may be smarter than him. I may be more generous than him. I may have so many more milas than him. But if you think about it, you're going to find that there's something about every individual person. Shenira kol echad malas chavereinu. We can find the milas in every individual. And that's the limud from Talmidei Rabbi Akiva. And if you look in the Gemara tells us that what happened after the 24,000 Talmidim died? Rabbi Akiva came to Rabbi Seinu Shebedarim. Who were the Rabbi Seinu Shebedarim? The Gemara tells us it was Rabbi Meir, Rabbi Yehuda, Rabbi Shimon, Rabbi Elazar ben Shemua, and Rabbi Nechemia. And we know from Chazal that each of these Tanoim all were unique. Stam Mishnah, Rabbi Meir. Stam Sifra, Rabbi Yehuda. Stam Sifri, Rabbi Shimon, etc. Each one of them had their individuality. When every person's individuality is brought out, that's when there's no problem of le'noagu kavod zeh b'zeh. In these days of Sefiras HaOmer, let us focus on nira kol echad malas chavereinu, and we will find it. It's not hard. Every yid has it. And as an added note, when we find the milas in our friends, we will find our own unique milah. And that's equally important. We each have our own milas. Let us look for our friends' milas. Let us focus on that. But at the same time, let us not forget, we have to realize and recognize our own milas. And with that, we will come to the Yom Tov of Shavuos. We will use out the period of Sefiras HaOmer, l'tahareinu u'lekadshenu b'ktushascha ha'alyona.